You worked for 2 hours today. You checked off 3 easy things on your to-do list. You replied to an email. You stretched. And immediately, your brain starts negotiating. It whispers that you have done enough. It tells you that you deserve a reward. So you close the laptop. You collapse onto the couch. And you scroll for the next 4 hours, telling yourself it is just self-care. Telling yourself you are avoiding burnout. Here is the disgusting truth. You are not burnt out. You are soft. You have normalized a staggering lack of discipline. You treat absolute bare minimum effort as a monumental achievement. You are handing out gold medals to yourself for just showing up. Think about what a break used to mean. A break was something you took when your muscles were failing, when your brain physically could not process another problem, when you had emptied the tank completely. Now, you take a break when you feel slightly uncomfortable, when a task gets boring for 5 seconds, when you feel a tiny hint of friction. You retreat to the safety of distraction. And you call it mental health. Let me introduce you to Ryan. Ryan is incredibly delicate. He goes to the gym for 20 minutes. He does 3 sets of half-hearted push-ups. Then he goes home and eats a massive pizza, because he earned it. He reads 10 pages of a book, then watches 3 hours of television, because his brain needs to recharge. He thinks life is supposed to be perfectly balanced. But balance is a luxury you earn after you build the empire, not a strategy you use when you have nothing. Ryan's life is perfectly balanced right at the absolute bottom. He is chronically over-rewarded. He gets dopamine on demand, without having to do anything difficult to get it. Why would his brain ever push through pain? It knows the reward is waiting right in his pocket. Every time you reward yourself prematurely, you are training your brain to quit. You are teaching your nervous system that slight effort deserves infinite pleasure. You become like a spoiled dog, getting treats just for breathing. And then you wonder why you cannot stay focused. You wonder why you have no drive. It is because your reward system is completely broken. The greatest performers in the world do not celebrate the warm-up. They do not throw a party because they put on their shoes. They withhold the reward until the job is done. Entirely done. Not mostly done. Not, I tried my best done. Finished. You have completely lost the ability to sit with deprivation. You are terrified of feeling hungry. You are terrified of being bored. You are terrified of feeling tired. But those feelings are not warning signs. They are the exact feelings of progress being made. If you are not hungry, you are not growing. If you are not tired, you have not pushed the limit. The discomfort is the payment required for the life you want. And right now, your credit card is declined because you keep buying yourself cheap treats instead of saving for the real prize. Look at the people you admire. Do you think they stopped halfway up the mountain to pat themselves on the back? No. They hated themselves until they reached the top. That sounds harsh, but it is the reality of extreme success. It requires an unreasonable standard, a standard that refuses to accept good enough for today. You need to starve your dopamine receptors. You need to go weeks without the cheap applause you give yourself. You need to learn how to exist in a state of unfulfilled desire. Let the craving build. Let the frustration compound. Use that energy to fuel their actual work. Stop telling yourself you are doing a great job when you know you are not. Your subconscious knows you are lying to it. It knows when you are faking the effort. And it punishes you with quiet anxiety, that low-level guilt you feel when you are relaxing. That is your potential screaming at you from inside a cage. It knows you have not paid the toll. It knows you are an imposter in your own leisure time. You cannot enjoy rest until you have destroyed yourself working. True rest feels completely different. True rest feels like a deep, earned peace. The rest you are taking now just feels like procrastination in disguise. It feels hollow, because it is. So tomorrow, when the urge to quit hits you at hour 2, when your brain starts offering excuses, when you feel the magnetic pull of the couch, look in the mirror and tell the truth. Say out loud, I have not done enough. Say, I have not earned the right to stop. And then turn back around and face the screen. Face the blank page. Face the heavy weight. And do another hour. And then another. Deprive yourself of the comfort you crave. Force yourself into the absolute grind. Because the world does not owe you a break. The universe does not care if you are tired. It only cares if the wall gets built. Brick by boring, painful brick. Stop acting like a fragile victim of your own ambition. You chose this path. Now walk it, without stopping every 5 minutes to sit down. The finish line is still miles away, so get back up. You say you want to be successful, but you treat yourself like a toddler. You wrap your entire life in emotional bubble wrap. You desperately seek comfort at the first sign of friction. You hide from the storm when the storm is what makes you stronger. Nobody builds a legacy while taking a nap. Nobody changes their family tree by prioritizing self-care over execution. Your obsession with taking breaks is an insult to your potential. You are celebrating the act of standing still. Every time you settle for good enough, you are betraying the person you could become. You throw a parade for yourself after achieving literally nothing. You celebrate mediocrity and then wonder why your life is entirely mediocre. The world does not care about your fake exhaustion. It only rewards relentless, undeniable output. If you stop digging before you strike gold, you just have a useless hole in the ground. And right now, you are sitting at the bottom of a shallow hole, telling yourself you have done a great job. You have not. You are faking the grind. You are playing business. You are playing gym. You are playing life. You have not actually entered the arena yet, because the arena requires suffering. And you are allergic to it. You run from pain like it is a disease. Pain is not a disease. Pain is the only teacher that will ever force you to level up. You need to embrace the absolute misery of the process. You need to stop negotiating with the weak voice in your head. That voice is a liar. It wants you to fail. It wants you to be comfortable, irrelevant, and forgotten. Stop listening to the liar. Listen to the cold, hard reality of your bank account. Listen to the reality of your physique. Listen to the reality of your skills. They are telling you the truth. And the truth is, you have entirely too much free time. You have entirely too much rest. You have entirely too much peace. You do not need a vacation. You need a war. You need to declare war on your own laziness. You need to burn the boats and leave yourself no option but to execute. No more safety nets. No more fallback plans. No more rewarding yourself for the bare minimum. From this day forward, the break only comes when you win. And you have not won yet. So wipe the smile off your face. Drop the excuses you keep telling yourself. Get out of your own way. Stop listening to the weak voice. Nobody cares about your complaints. Nobody is coming to save you. You are completely alone in this. And your time is running out. Every wasted day is a permanently lost opportunity. There is no award for almost making it. There is no prize for good intentions. You must completely reject the idea of being average. The only person holding you back is you. It is time to rewire your mind. Wake up to the reality of what it takes. Take the hardest path available. Shed the weakness you have carried for so long. Become the relentless force you were meant to be. Focus entirely on the mission ahead. Do not stop until the victory is absolute, because you have not earned a break.